Hey everybody, PsyStarcraft here after MLG weekend, casting a game that was actually played in MLG. We have the Red Zerg, EGIdrA in the right side of the map, and MMA from the team I believe, Incredible Miracle. He's a Korean player in the United States for MLG, as well as a couple of others. I know July Zerg played in this tournament, MC played in it, Lucira did. And probably one or two more that I'm missing, but there are a lot of Koreans that are competing in the MLGs due to an agreement where MLG will be bringing in the top Korean players. So anyway, I am MMA, the blue Terran in the top position. Forget the name of this map. I'm terrible at looking up the names of maps or remembering the names of maps. I think this is an MLG specific map, so I'll just go over it real fast. There's pretty much just one choke out here. You can expand and yeah, you can see all the bases around here. I wonder if any of them have rocks or if they're gold. Okay, so the gold ones in the middle can be expanded on, but if you want to mine out of them, you have to bust the rocks. So that's actually pretty good for Zerg. They're the worst rock breaking race there is, I'd say. So, you know, being able to expand and then bust the rock with Zerglings is actually pretty cool. You could actually fast expand to that. Well, actually, it wouldn't really work out. You couldn't really mine from it until you actually got units. But anyway, EGIdrA on 15 looks like he will be playing a fast expansion game. And MMA, I haven't really followed him too much. I don't know how strong of a player he is, but he's this far in MLG. This is one of the later rounds, so he's got to be at least a decent player. He's actually throwing a barracks up over towards the right side. Leads me to believe he might be trying a 2 racks or something. I don't know. It's a really unusual location. I guess he assumes, you know, I don't have to build my barracks right here. I can just wall off eventually before he even gets lings, which will probably happen, but that's kind of weird. I wonder why he's doing that. Okay, there we go. That's why. Probably see a bunker push. Yeah. It's the only reason I can see for him landing his barracks down like that. Now, he is saving a little bit of time. His Marine doesn't have to walk down here all the way over here to get where this barracks would be at. But still, I think it's going to be really slow. I don't think the bunker rush is really going to work that well, especially with EGIdRA's pool at 40 out of 65 now. And so this is kind of unusual, really. He's sacrificing a block off to do some kind of cheesy Marine push that's not going to do squat. EGIdRA's got his Overlord in a great position. You always want to see the bunkers over your natural expansion. And here come the drones. 6 drones on the way against 1 Marine and 1 SCV. This Marine is probably going to get killed by these drones if it even tries to do any attacking. And here come the drones with the surround. Oh, but not quite surrounding that Marine. Squeezes out towards the top, sending 3 on the SCV, 2 or 3 on the Marine, and Marines, believe it or not, are much slower than drones. So down goes that Marine. SCV almost going down. Spinecrawler on the way, 4 lings, and look at this. This is brilliant. EGIdRA isn't panicking. He's not making a fuck ton of Zerglings. He's making 4 Zerglings a spine and just continuing to drone up. He realizes that this might just be a feign. He even cancels the Spinecrawler. He realizes it might be a feign and that MMA is probably just looking to force Zerglings out of EGIdRA and not actually trying to do any damage, which indeed he did not do any damage. He forced production of 4 lings, which were going to come out anyway. So very nice defense by EGIdRA. Good read, knowing not to overproduce Zerglings, and factories on the way for MMA now. Was that a second dope with Starport? So he's going to have a 1-1-1 build here while expanding. So I'd say EGIdRA has a decent lead just because MMA lost 2 Marines and SCV, and you know, had to cancel that bunker. His timings were a bit messy, so EGIdRA in slight lead because he chose to drone up instead of making more Zerglings. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I was just about to say, why would he cancel the spine? Don't you usually get a spine versus Terran anyway? And I don't think EGIdRA normally would have gotten the spine after canceling the first one until he saw that factory. So he's really only losing 25 minerals just because MMA happened to go factory fast. So you can't really blame him for canceling a spine and then throwing up another spine. And look at that, it completes just in time. This Hellion isn't going to get any harassment or any scouting done, so pretty cool timing on that spine crawler. And now here comes the third gas, or the second gas. Saturation at 29 right now. This is definitely no Spanishiwa style. He's not going to just spam geysers now that he's at 40 food. He is going to keep spamming drones though. Lair on the way, so he's going Lair after 2 gas now. Yeah, I was just going to say, if he's going to go mutas, he'll probably throw down a 3rd gas, possibly even a 4th gas in a moment here. You can't really fund any Spire tech off of 2 gas. It's pretty difficult. You can't fund a lot of things off of 2 gas. So yeah, that 3rd gas is going down. fourth gas will follow suit shortly. He's been able to produce a lot of drones, so his economy is doing well. As you can see here, it's 37 to 29 to 26, actually 27. The Terran has mules, and he's actually getting a third command center, so he's going to use this for extra SCVs and extra mules. He's not necessarily going to land this command center anywhere right away, especially because Terran is so immobile. It'd be hard for them to defend both at the same time this early in the game. But he's got a Banshee, so he's expanding twice. He's got a lot of different tech routes, but he just doesn't really have an army. So right now, EGIdrA just has to worry about keeping up in the macro. And hopefully not losing this queen. Oh, come on, EGIdrA. You're better than that. You can run away. You should have waited for this queen. He is producing another queen, forced his drones off the line. So this Banshee's pretty much done its job. Hold position, probably not the best idea. Forced to run away with 2 shots remaining. Third command center almost finished. He will be transferring some SCVs to his natural. And now we are seeing that Spire, and that fourth gas came up probably just a moment ago. But you'll expect to see his third base come up as the Spire is training. It really depends on the saturation that you're able to achieve in the early game. That determines when you expand. Usually when you're at 42 saturation in this point, when you are training your Spire, you'll have an excess of minerals. So I do expect EGIdrA to expand any moment here. While he is making a lot of Zerglings, he might fear some kind of push. But after seeing that Banshee, you can feel pretty safe as a Zerg player. You don't expect to see a lot of dangerous pushes. And if EGIdrA knew there was a third command center, he'd know that even more so. Kind of surprised not to see a third right here, though. Yeah, he's spending his money pretty well, just making a lot of drones. So worried more about the saturation than throwing down another hatchery. 3 more drones, 3 more overlords, forcing. Excuse me. That was a yawn. There's the expansion. Forcing a lot of overlords from EGIdrA. Maybe that delayed the expansion. He made about 3. Now 6 mutas on the way, and here comes his third base. So it is now 3 bases to 2 bases, but you have to remember MMA has that extra command center. And it looks like he's just going to be doing a standard infantry tank game. Only 1 factory. This always confused me. Why do Terran only make 1 factory? There we go. Speak of the devil. There's the second factory. Marines. Probably, yep, combat shields. He already has Stimpack researched. So it'll turn into a Baneling, Zergling, Mutalist game for the Zerg side against Marine tank. Maybe something else. I don't know. Maybe some Hellions. He doesn't even have Blue Flame. He's not even researching Siege. That's probably a mistake. Unless he doesn't want to get tanks. I can't imagine why he wouldn't get tanks. Yeah, there's some tanks on the way. Gonna start siege mode any moment, I assume here. But these mutas are inside. That SCV almost got killed, but it did not, as you can see here. Come on, EGIdrA, kill the SCV. Turn around and kill the SCV. There we go. There's goes the SCV. Muta's very good against Vikings if you can, if you have the room to chase him. But that Viking is hiding like a coward within the turrets and the Marines, so that's not going to happen. This commander center just kind of chilling on the side. Don't want to give away that it's there, but you want some SCVs from it. And look at this. It's allowed him to be at 54 to 55. Now this is interesting. This base is only slightly more defendable than this base, yet EGIdrA took this base, possibly because he didn't have the Zerglings to bust the rocks at the time, or this cliff could be actually very dangerous. These ramps make it a lot easier to defend, I suppose, but still, I mean, it seems like this would be a better one to take. Is he going to research siege yet? There's the siege mode. Siege mode on the way. Check out Harvesters 64 to 58. EGIdrA saturating his third, getting those geysers right away. I like to train the geysers before the hatchery completes, but EGIdra's probably doing a lot more than I am right now, so especially with these mutas, getting some more harassment on. So I don't really blame him for not getting those geysers up soon enough. Oh, that's cool. This tower is blocked by rocks. That's very interesting. Down goes that Hellion. Oh, he toasted that poor little Zergling, little bitch. Now goes the gold expansion, and that sounds like a Banshee. Yep. Oh, run your queen, EGIdrA, you lucky motherfucker. Wasn't even going to run that queen. Was just going to rely solely on the mutas to go and kill the Banshee. Who knows? Maybe in long run, if he ran them, if he ran the queen, he wouldn't have done enough damage, and she would have ended up dying. I don't know. More mutas over here. They're juking me out. Can't even keep track of them. Got to use my control F here. 4th base from EGIdrA. Still only 3 bases from MMA. Looks like he's preparing some kind of drop, but this Overlord is on top of things. while he's on top of a rock and some kind of spaceship or something like that. But on top of things, metaphorically, SCV checking for any additional hidden bases. I'm sure you can assume that EGIdrA has this base, possibly even this base. He knows that EGIdrA has this base. Here come the mutas. They are +1, no +2 on the way. Look at this, just making mutas, lings, and banelings. It's what you do in ZVT. Getting +2 attacks, 4 meters. Oh, and he's gonna see this medevac, that poor medevac. And if he is intelligent, he will assume that there was going to be a 2-pronged drop. Another medevac coming down the south side. The Zergling might actually see it, or this Overlord. EGIdRA's Overlord spread not as good as it usually is. A lot of times he will take time to spread Overlords all across this side and all across this side to see any kind of sneaky drop play. It will not be caught by this Zergling. And there's a simultaneous move out coming up. And these mutas are in completely wrong area. So many mutas though. He's not stopping to train mutas, or not stopping his training of mutas. Oh, and this medevac is scouted and cue the mutas. Is the medevac going to try to do any damage at all? No. He doesn't know where the mutas are at. He's not going to risk it. He's going to drop away and probably reunite his army here in a second. But we have another drop in the north side. Another drop. Oh my goodness! No, what are you doing? No! Kill the rocks! Don't kill your command center, you... No, he catches it too late. Oh, you can't mine through rocks, SCVs. What are you doing? You guys are crazy. Oh, these Marines. 1-1 Marines. Oh my gosh, he needs more mutas than that. Well, I guess he doesn't, but he does anyway. He sends all his mutas in, and this is one of the most controversial games of the GSL, or of the MLG event, because of this command center dying. You guys need to pay attention to the following moments very well. But we've got a pretty scary tank push. It's pretty scary when you have tanks spread out like this. Lots of mutas though, lots of banelings. It looks like EGIdRA might have what it takes. It all depends on the focus fire of the tanks on these banelings. Here come the Zerglings, followed by the banelings. Perfect order in setting in your units. So many banelings getting blasted though. Almost none of them reaching the Marines. It's mutas on Marines now. That's not something you want to see as a Zerg player. Looks like the south side has just teared apart every single Zergling. The north side and what? What the fuck is going on? Now, I saw this game. I just didn't know all the details of the game. I knew EGIdRA preemptively GG'd. I didn't think it would be now. What the fuck? That's a big mistake. He was on 4 base. Oh, he's getting dropped. He's getting dropped over here. Oh, misclick maybe? He thought all his drones were dead. I think he thought all of his drones were dead, and I don't know if he noticed, but he has no command center at the gold. That command center it died. EGIdRA was way ahead in this game, 71 to 63. He had 5 mutas on the way, 16 lings. He had all these tanks were dead. All these tanks were dead. He had tons of mutas down there. He could have killed these. He won this game. EGIdRA had this game easily won, and he just GG'd. And that's the problem with being so fucking emotional, man. He wants to GG because he thinks if he makes one mistake, then he didn't play perfectly. He didn't deserve to win. But, you know, your drones were over here, EGIdRA. You're doing just fine. You had this game won, so he blew a winning game. And that was the game from MLG. He ended up losing the second game against MMA. And it really sucks to see that because I love EGIdRA. That's all, man. Can't even GG on that one.